By the end of this video you will know what fats are, what type of fats exist, and how they impact your overall health. Hello guys, how are you doing? My name is Tony and welcome back to my channel Tony Show Me, where I share with you fitness exercises, football drills, and nutrition related topics to help you achieve a longer and healthier lifestyle. Fats are an essential nutrient to our body. They help us to perform simple activities such as walking. However, there are good and bad fats, and knowing the difference between these two categories can be the difference between life and death in the long term. Okay, so what are fats and why should we eat them? Fats are an essential nutrient that our body needs, and it falls in the category of macronutrient, just as the carbohydrates and protein. Fats are essential to give energy to our bodies. They promote cell growth, they protect us and our organs, and they make us warm. They also help us to absorb some nutrients and to produce hormones as well. Now I want to mention, guys, also that fats are really important for our brain health, because as you may know, 60 to 70% of our brain is made of fatty tissue, which means it's made of fat. And also remember that every gram of fat provides 9 calories to our bodies. However, as I already mentioned, not all fats are good for our bodies, which will lead us to our next point, which are the types of fat. There are two main categories to classify a fat. It can be either saturated fat or unsaturated fat. Saturated fats are fat molecules that do not have double bonds between the carbon molecules because they are saturated with hydrogen molecules. Basically, consuming an excess of saturated fats will increase our LDL cholesterol levels, which are known as the bad cholesterol. And this increases the risk of heart disease and stroke in our bodies. Now, what kind of foods contain saturated fats? Foods such as fatty beef, dairy products, cheese, pork, and even oils such as coconut oil, palm oil, they all have huge amounts of saturated fat on their products. Now, on the other hand, we have unsaturated fats. Unsaturated fats are the types of fat that we should aim to consume. Inside this category, there are 3 types of fat, which is monounsaturated, polyunsaturated, and trans fat. The last one, although it's not a saturated fat, is the most dangerous type of fat that you can consume. Let's start with trans fat. Although this is not a saturated fat, this is the most dangerous fat we can consume. And for this reason, we should completely eliminate it from our diets. Trans fat are fats that are partially hydrogenated to keep them solid and to last longer in the products. They also give food texture and different flavor that makes them attractive to eat for the consumers, but they are killing you from the inside of your body. They don't only increase your LDL levels of cholesterol, which, as I already mentioned, is a bad type of cholesterol, but they also decrease the good cholesterol, which is known as HDL cholesterol. So your chances of getting heart disease, stroke, and even diabetes type 2 increase rapidly with the consume of this type of fat. It's easy to identify them in the products you buy. If the ingredients in the nutrition label says partially hydrogenated, this means that the product you are getting contains trans fat. And even if in the label appears 0 grams of trans fat, the Food and Drug Administration in the United States allow companies to put a 0 in that category if it contains a maximum of 0.5 grams of trans fat per serving. So next time you see a 0 in the label, you will know that it actually contains some trans fat. Foods such as fried foods, pizza, French fries, donuts, cookies, and stick margarine contain trans fat. If you want to know more about how to read a nutrition label, I already made a full video about this topic, so I will leave the link in the description box. Now, the type of fats that you should consume are the monounsaturated fats and polyunsaturated fats. These are known as the good fats, and they act opposite to the saturated fat and trans fat, because they increase the levels of HDL cholesterol, which is the good cholesterol. They decrease the levels of LDL cholesterol, which is the bad cholesterol, which will help you to reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, diabetes type 2, and any kind of cardiovascular disease. They also provide nutrients to maintain our body cells' health. They give us vitamin E, which is an antioxidant that a lot of people in the US lack of. So now, what kind of foods contain monounsaturated fats? Well, foods such as olive oil, sesame oil, avocado oil, peanut oil, avocados, peanut butter, nuts and seeds, and fish such as salmon are some of the foods that contain this kind of fats. Now, recognizing what foods contain healthy and unhealthy fats It's just information that you have to use to create better eating habits. This doesn't mean that you have to completely stop eating pizza, donuts, a hamburger, but what it means is that these are products that you should consume less frequently to avoid any damage to our bodies in the long term. So now you know what kind of fats are good and which aren't, so next time you go to the grocery store, you will know which product is best for your body. So finally, you should remember that saturated fats are fats that you should consume in a small quantity, trans fats are fats that you should avoid completely, and unsaturated fats such as monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats are the best way to get your fat nutrients. If you like this video, please drop me one of these, share it with friends and family. This is the way that I can grow this channel and get to more people like you. And let me know in the comments what kind of video would you like to watch next. Also consider subscribing to the channel and turn on the notification bell, because every single week I will post a video about fitness, football and nutrition related topics to help you achieve a longer and healthier lifestyle.